If you've ever experienced burnout, feeling heartbroken, or abandoned at least once in your life, then you know na talagang masakit, masaklap, at paminsan parang gusto mo lang manapak. As if it's gonna make you feel better. Well, here's some advice from someone who came out on the other side, better and tougher, and how you can make it happen for your life too. And trust me, you will be so freaking proud of yourself for handling it like a boss. What's up guys, it's Nick. Welcome back to my channel where I empower you to take on adulting like a boss. So I have a confession just between the both of us. I've been in that black hole of negativity, shame, and insecurity. So here's some advice that I wish I heard. And if I can help lift someone up from the same black hole that I was in, then everything that I've been through would be worth it. That's why I would super appreciate it if you like this video for the YouTube algorithm. That helps me out. And also subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this one. Now let's get into the life advice that every 20-something-year-old needs to hear. So if you're feeling burnt out, know that your burnout could be your breakthrough. Twice I've experienced this in different levels, and I would say that this is where I got the biggest lessons in life. I've been working like minimum 12 hours a day, and I would get clients screaming on my ear, and then my boss back then would tell me that I made a stupid mistake and I need to fix it ASAP. And then on top of that, I also had a major breakup from a long-term relationship. So not the best time of my life, I would say. So I didn't admit it back then, but I did have a lot of major breakdowns, and I was on the verge of just giving up. Then I remembered, like, I did not work so hard to only come this far. I still had the power to choose to focus on achieving the goals that I wanted, or focus on things that weren't going my way. And thankfully, at that time, this is where I really learned to be relentless in achieving my career goals. And I did get that promotion, that salary increase, that recognition that I wanted. So whenever I go through difficult moments, I'm like, girl, this is not even in comparison to what you've experienced before. And sometimes realize that your breaking point is actually your breakthrough. Another time in my life that I realized that I did experience burnout is it made me learn that it's okay to change your priorities. If you are going through an overwhelming amount of stress in your life, this is the best time for you to check on yourself and reevaluate and ask yourself truthfully, is this all worth it? You need to be honest with yourself, because if you are in alignment with your goals, like I mentioned earlier, like I knew I wanted to really thrive in my career, then perfect. Then I know that the hard work I'm putting in, it's going to reap, the benefits that I want later on, that this is just temporary. But the other side of the coin is if it's not. What if it's no longer aligned to where you want to be 1 year from now? Then you ask yourself, like, what is this all for? Like, what is my hard work all for? Honestly, you can only be the one to answer that. But the important thing here is that you really take the time to reflect, because before you know it, you're 10 years in, and then you realize, like, this is not where I want to be. This is not aligned to my goals. Because what if this is actually the breakthrough that you need to pivot in your life to a new chapter in your life, and maybe create your own path that is more authentic to you, not what's expected of you. So I totally know how it feels when you feel like the world is weighing on your shoulders. So I wanted to create a private Facebook group that will serve as like a safe space for us. So you can join through the link below. It's called the Adulting Like a Boss private Facebook group. This is where anyone from this community can share our struggles in adulting, because it gets hard. I understand. It's a great way for us to learn from our real life experiences, and I plan to host live streams over there so I can connect with you guys more. So I hope you join in that Facebook group, because I think it's gonna be epic. If you are heartbroken right now, here is some good news. Your breakup could lead to your glow up. Backtrack a little bit to my teenage years. Not the best time of my life, but promise, this is an important story. I just remembered I always wanted to belong. Like, I wanted to cut my hair like everyone else was when bangs were the thing. I wanted to wear what everyone else was wearing. And so when a guy pays attention, or when a girl pays attention, right, you're suddenly like, wow, I can actually stand out. Like, wow, I matter. I'm worth it, So when I reached one of the deepest rock bottoms in my life, and I had like back-to-back breakups. And not just with a guy that wasn't worth it, but I also had friendship breakups, which kind of hurt more because you thought you could rely on them and then they suddenly stab you in the back. Not some good times I want to look back on. After so many moments and days of crying to myself and feeling sorry for myself, right? Because there's basically no one. But then eventually I gradually realized that I deserve better than this. I could focus my energy on improving myself rather than putting my energy on people that don't deserve my attention, don't deserve my time and energy. Just like any stereotypical that you see in the movies, I decided to get a haircut. I got a pixie cut. For some of you guys who've been there from the start, you've seen me in my very, very short haircut. I've had that for like 5 years. And I did my makeup better. I learned how to do my makeup. I explored new activities that I liked and I didn't like. And more importantly, that time, I really excelled in my goals. I wanted to do well in school. I excelled in academics and extracurriculars. For me, I reached my peak. I felt more attuned to how I wanted to look like, that it's not something that I wanted to just fit in a mold, but gusto ko siyang gawin. And that's fine because that's me. Eventually, I really focused on my goals in school. I eventually became top of my block. I eventually became top 2 of my whole batch. And I just remembered I focused my energy on what I can control, which is the goals that I wanted at that time, rather than crying over something that's no longer in my control. Not only did I say to myself that I myself deserve to treat myself better, I shouldn't expect that from anyone else, because if I want to be loved, then I need to love myself first. So I was super laser focused on self-improvement, on making my goals happen. And for me, that was my ultimate glow up that I take with me up to this day. And I feel like I wouldn't be the strong, independent person that you see on the screen right now if it wasn't for those terrible breakups. Stop feeling sorry for yourself and go get that glow up that you deserve, and show to the world that you are doing so much better without these people who don't even deserve a place in your life. If you're feeling stuck in life, you need to focus on what's ahead and just keep moving forward. It seems so simple, but you'd be surprised that sometimes you're the one creating those traps in your brain, telling yourself that you will be stuck in this situation forever. May it be stuck in a career that pays the bills but don't make you feel fulfilled, or stuck in a body that you don't feel good in, or stuck in the same mindset that your parents or whoever told you that you will never be successful. The thing is, the only way for you to see the light at the end of the tunnel is that if you keep walking towards the right direction. Doing the work, taking the course of action, and digging yourself out from the hole that you dug yourself in. So just to share, I do have a tattoo over here that you've been seeing, and it's an arrow that I drew myself, not an artist or anything. But I wanted to have this here to serve as a reminder to myself. Anything that pulls me back in life will only propel me to greater things in life. Sometimes feeling stuck is only a mindset until you make the decision that this will no longer hold you back. It's just taking those small steps day by day that you woke up, you fixed your bed, you decided that you will no longer let negativity control your life. And then before you know it, you're like, wow, I have come so far. If you're feeling insecure, remember that you can become your own knight in shining armor. I used to be that shy teenager who just was terrified to recite in class because I couldn't speak straight English. Growing up, I would get easily offended if they just commented that I gained a little bit of weight. Started working, I encountered so many self-doubts, even if I was promoted to a manager at only 22. So I feel like it never completely goes away, because here's the thing. Life doesn't get easier, you only become stronger. One day you tell yourself that you're so much more than what everyone else says about you, because you are not meant to please everyone. Day by day, you realize you just become more resourceful in learning, making mistakes, getting feedback, learning, and then failing, and then learning some more. One day you just say that I know my worth. I deserve to be happy, despite all my mistakes, despite all the rejections that I've experienced in my life. It's making that constant decision every single day that you are the boss of your own life, and no one should be telling you otherwise. If you're feeling lonely, know that you are never alone. People are ready to help you if only you'd open up and ask. And I'm personally guilty of this because I always want to look so tough. I always want to make sure I can handle all the things that life throws at me. But just like any other human being, we have our low moments, and it can sometimes feel isolating. And what I realize is sometimes you feel an overwhelming amount of loneliness because you've built your walls so high that no one can come in and help you. No one can grab your hand and pull you out of your loneliness when there are these people who are willing to help you out. I mean, I always preach about, being a boss of your life and everything, which is great because you want to make sure you can stand on your own. But I also don't want to be lonely at the top. It's true what they say that no man is an island, and you can never substitute the valuable connections that you can have with your true friends, with your family, with a partner. And when you're like wrinkly and old, people say that only these connections and relationships are the ones that they take with them and cherish with them. It's not the recognition, it's not the awards and things like that. So especially now in quarantine, it's the best time to reach out and, hey, if you're having a hard time, tell someone you trust that I need help. Can I talk to you? Or if there's someone that you've always wanted to reconnect with, catch up with them and make an effort to do so. And sometimes, it helps talking to a stranger, someone who really doesn't know like your complete backstory. So just know that my DM is open on Instagram for you to chat with me. I love connecting with you guys. And also that Facebook group is open for any of you guys to join so that we can share our struggles and hold each other's hand. My goal here is that if I could just help anyone to feel less alone, then I feel like I'm doing something. Also, comment below which tip resonated with you guys the most. I personally enjoyed creating this video and just pouring my heart out to you guys because I feel like we want to create a safe space for us to be vulnerable and know that in every step of the journey, some of us can relate and some of us can help each other out. And if you are feeling more motivated to take action and get out of a rut, I do have a video on how you can get your life together in 7 days, which you can check out over here, and I will see you there.